Hi, Don. Appreciate the, wasn't expecting you to be here. Who's bacon-flavored Ivan, and why is he under the empty category? How did you get under the empty category? What? How? Never seen that before. Huh, weird. More you learn. So, I could run another Velociraptor op. The issue with it is if you spawn the wrong type of Velociraptor, it breaks everyone's ace. I learned that the hard way in the Emu op, which, speaking of, you'll probably see a Deagle come up within the next, I want to say 4 or 5 weeks. Because, I have to pay for some Emu models. And I got a quote, now I really want to do it. It's going to be a few $100, but I want to do it. I want to do it, and I just want to watch all my players get massacred by emus. I want to show you guys what the real emu war was all about, all right? We'll get there. You know, I just realized I'm solo shoutcasting, which means I can actually turn my TFAR plugin on, and we can listen to them on the ground. So let's actually turn that on real quick. But if it goes well, there might be some other things I have textured in the game. Which, again, is going to get expensive, but yeah, I could make that work. Because, you know, emus, dinosaurs, I'm just not sure about really big ones, but, you know, we can figure it out. And it gives that team more experience with coding everything. I don't know. What else besides emus and dinosaurs would people be interested in having textured into Arma 3? It has to be something I can make an op out of. Because that's how I can justify it as a business expense when it comes to my taxes. You know? So, it's tough. Righto, Don. I appreciate it. Don, whatever happened to Dova? I only see Dova now in, like, Dante's chat, but I never see him around here anymore. Do you know anything of that?
What happened?
Oh my god almighty.
Alright, so you can hear everyone now in the TFAR channel as the server adjusts. I think Dova's just in 100 different communities. Yeah, but I mean, he used to be around so often. Now, I don't know. I guess he found someone else. Big sad. Giant robot spider from Wild Wild West? I don't understand the reference. I'm so sorry. Alright, so raining on Susari, which is the little thin map there. Who the heck knows? Let me get this started here. You can do predictions, but let's go ahead and start with the attacking faction. So it's Op4 attacking 3 objectives in the AO. Op4 are Russians with AKMs, excuse me. So 7.62 AKs, Alton helmets, which are rescripted so they have the same amount of armor as everything else.
This is weapons import. Oh, no, this is weapons outport.
This is weapons Soviet. I recognize it right away.
But I see an AK
Because look, he has an AK
74.
I can fix that.
Yeah, so they have a mix of 74s and AKMs. Interesting. Someone just immediately dropped an RPG on the ground. That's kind of interesting. But the attacking faction here, we've got multiple gazes, both the armored trucks and the transports, though they don't really have any armor on those specific gaz models. And I believe that's it. All they get are transports. So, looking at the roster here, the commander is CIC Korvik, so Star Sim player. All right. That's actually going to be really interesting. I want to see how a Star Sim guy commands FNF. That's something I never realized I thought I'd ever want to see. And now I want to see it. All right, so Star Sim commanding. Schnuffles being the 2IC, Legal Action being the platoon medic. All right, Jesse leading X-Ray. X-Ray is going to be cardboard for the marksman rifle, which is an SVD. He's got a DMS scope on it, which is basically a medium range optical scope. Ah, I'll get it eventually. Captain Dreek leading Alpha. We got Anderson, head honcho of NA, that runs everything with him. So he's got heavy hitters like Poe, Martin, who is the main server developer, Miller, Cosmonaut, and Maz with him too. Cool Breeze, Cyrus, Fist, Warwick, so 29th ID players under him. ML, Paladin is commanding Bravo with Edwin under him and a lot of other names we see right here. Their roster just got moved to the bottom for whatever reason, so we'll go back up. And then he also has Dempy joining him as a PKM gunner. Vargrant, Platoon 2 HQ. I don't see Charlie, so I assume they went down to the bottom of the roster. Stottenbay, also known as Staffenberger, whatever. He always changes his name because I always mispronounce it. At this point, I do it on purpose just to annoy him. Sorry. Pierce is with him. Coax with him. Snow Owl, the man with the amazing voice. And I can listen to it now in real time. Excellent. And he's pretending to be an AI by looking back and forth. We've got Delta Wing on Echo 1, who is part of the multi-Twitch. He's with all the OP guys, which I forget what that community is specifically. And then we've got Tass here, 1RW here with Pierce, who is also 1RW. I'm just noting his name because he's a good player. And then we got Bravo 2 again. And then Charlie 1 is going to be a fire team-sized element led by Nemesis with Scandi Recon. Falcon with the machine gun, like a hawk. And Iander, who is going to take the AT with Tolly. And then Koak is on his own in Delta. So a pretty strong roster right there. You got Scandi Recon, you've got 29th ID, which are one of the better communities out there. They're the home group for FNF, so they've obviously been doing this for a while. And they're led by a StarSim guy. So this could go any fucking way, in my opinion. You all know about my gripes with StarSim, but let's see what they can bring to the table with FNF. But anyway, going over Green 4 here, they've got one M2 Humvee. Excuse me, M2 Off-Road. No scope, no shield. It's going to have only about 4 or 5 boxes of 100 rounds, and that's going to basically be used to either intercept Op-4 as they come in or as a support weapon, but I would say it's going to be better as an intercept vehicle. Already seen some heavy hitters down there, but let's go through the roster. We got Patriot ground commanding, who isn't one of the normal people you see commanding, but he does it a lot. So I have a little more confidence knowing what he's going to do compared to what the StarSim guy is going to do. But hey, it could go any way here. Executive Operator taking his platoon medic. We got G-Legs command. Nope, G-Legs is the marksman himself. He usually likes taking that role, can do some really good work with it. Olaf, Phoenix, and Spiky leading that team. Spiky part of the multi if you want to see, I believe, her POV. Jib Style taking Platoon 1 HQ, Benario being the medic in that platoon level, and Bacon Flavor being the 2 IC there. Votra squad leading Alpha, and Alpha has what appears to be the Coalition group. And actually, I think these are all Coalition players, minus a few that were filled in. PFC, so some Milsim guys here. Chupless, Norris. I forget what community they're a part of, but Norris, again, big name to watch. He has been doing really well over the past few weeks. He's been the newest guy that has been doing some really good multi-kill stuff. I want to say for the past month, but last round I covered, which was EU round 2, him and Nemesis each got like 7 or 8 kills apiece and just literally turned it around for their entire team to win under Malin. It was Green 4 versus Blue 4. Now, we also have Not Bay under Charlie 1 pairing with Dooley, who's going to take a PKP. Chill's taking the AT. And Bart with them as well. Latofel, Russian Fury, DJ VN. Hope his connection lasts this time because he was having connection issues during the EU branch. Broken with them as well. And then Lurch, Aussie, Adrian, Mito, and Lennox. Now it appears their weaponry is also AKM based. Now the question is, do I see any AK-74s? And the answer is no. So they're all 7.62, whereas Op4 is 7.62 and 5.45. Interesting.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
So Op4 has a slightly bigger caliber all around, but if Barb was here, he'd argue with me over those caliber sizes. All right, so let's actually look at these objectives. So this AO has been done a few times in the actual town of, what is it? Sir, Kyla. Probably butchered that, I apologize. But the first position, the ammo cache is in here, but it covers the entirety of this town, so it's really out of the way. The zones are also about 300 meters in diameter, so those are pretty big. Normally they're a little smaller. But let me see if any of these actually overlap with each other. It doesn't look like it. They're just on the edge of each other. So a lot of searching has to be done by the attacking faction, which makes sense because the AO is pretty small here. So Green 4 has to do a really good job setting up a good defense line, playing a really smart play with that 50 cal Vic. Do I see any Gamma members? I do not. So there's no dedicated team that's going to take that vehicle unless the platoon commands or ground command himself will take it. Interesting. Hold up, I see Latafel going for it. They're under Foxtrot 1, so machine gun team's going to take it. Interesting. Normally you don't want the guys with the really big, bulky machine guns to take it because you want them on the ground deployed somewhere. So that's an interesting choice. But otherwise, second ammo cache is buried in this supermarket. Easy to miss because of where they tucked it away. And it's also not obviously visible from over here. Also, I love how if you go into this texture, you can actually see the base texture of all the items there past the camo net. So that's really funny. So the attackers are going to have to make sure they're being really thorough. Wow, they loaded the supermarket. That's funny. That's really funny. Wow, all right. And then the third cache is in about the center. It's in the obvious place on the church, but it's not in the church because the church is a cereal box. It's on the edge of it, but that makes a nice perimeter, but AT can hit it from a longer range. So if a light AT gunner were to get in here and see it, he could actually get a shot on it if he's accurate. So that one is probably going to be the hardest one to defend on principle. This one I would say is the easiest to defend because you don't have to worry about anything coming from your south. Maybe if someone on the attacking faction wants to be risky, they can come from the rear and try to swim across, but, I mean, just have a guy there to stop it, you know? Overall, I think Green 4's best bet is to be aggressive with that off-road in the beginning, risk it to try to get some early kills on Op4 coming into the AO. I would just send it right up an MSR. I'd put it right here, actually, and just have it drive right in, gun forward, ready to go, because Op4 is, you know, one of two. You're either going to have them dismount here or here, and if they don't catch them, just drive all the way up to their spawn, turn around, take the other route. I could also see Op4 taking the side road here. But if Green 4 is smart, they're going to have a lot of traps, a lot of explosives set up in the form of mines and hopefully some satchels, but usually they've turned into charges. But this AO itself is going to be really, really tough. Really what Green 4 wants to also do is maximize the use of open area. So fortify against forest attacks, but make sure they also have an avenue to hit anything in the open. But also understand that the attacking faction is more than likely not going to come through the open, so use the obvious choke points that are created through this open area. So here would be one, here would be another, here would be one, but also understand that they can come around. Oop, is that the M2 Vic? That's the M2 Vic. As I expected, they're going to basically try to rush in and take things out. But it also depends on what Green 4 wants to defend in terms of the caches themselves. Green 4 could very much just play a really defensive strategy of holding like a block around the cache site itself, and then have the rest of its infantry kind of hide away and then come in for flanking attacks. Because at this number of infantry, it's looking fairly light. We do have a big clump of them down there, but with about 110 players at a 15% number advantage, that's going to be about, what, 40 to 60 at the very least. No, about 44 to 56 would be closer. It's about a 10 or so player advantage to one way, so tough to say. Really, it's going to be all about Green 4 figuring out a creative way to thin Op 4 out as they come in, and then going from there. Now, if I was in Op 4 shoes, I would take this side route right here. I would hug it. Or hell, I would also use the coast. The coast would be even more ingenious. Yeah, run your forces along the coast. Get them to right here. And then take the SSR in, and then deploy your forces here and attack right to left. That would probably be the safest and smartest approach, because you completely bypass all of the roads, where Green 4 is going to try to be attacking early on with this 50 Calvic, which is turned around now. I think they're just going to try to be a roadblock, or watch in both directions. But he's not going to really get any coverage from up there. They're talking about if they don't ambush anybody, they're going to do something else. I didn't catch the last part of that wording. But I think Op 4 is going to go in, take a left, and just hug these side roads to get right into here. So they're talking about if they find someone, they're going to coordinate pulling off and then engaging. Instead of just following the Vic, they're going to try to pull off and just hit as much as they can in case they drive into something else. But again, with Op 4 having no armed Vics going in, it shouldn't be too bad. If anything, you're going to want the machine gunners to be turned out on these Vics so they can fire back should they run into something. Bolter, you're right. That's something Barb and I always argue about. 545 has a faster velocity, but it is a smaller round compared to AKM. Usually what I see is damage is based off of caliber, but velocity also has something to do with it. But overall, it's usually on the caliber size. Who knows? It's really tough to tell because FNF also rescripts a lot of their armors. So what you would find in RHS, which is the backbone of what this community uses, if you discover all the meta from that, are they... That is not what I was expecting to see. So X-Ray is going to come up here, probably try to get some Overwatch to guide the rest of the force in. And this force, they made a wrong turn, but they're going to follow these side routes. That's smart. I would have personally done the beach, though, but there are a lot of rocks here, and that increases the likelihood of someone fucking up. So using these side roads is easier for everyone who can be a various different degree of skill, and give them something easier to go with. So these guys are deployed. The Vic is sitting right here. A little bit of a lazy defense approach, but I can understand why. I do like that this team of 4, which I believe is the Green 4 Recon team, they're coming out and they're probably going to spot this convoy coming in. What I'm also concerned about is X-Ray going to pick off that Vic. It looks like the trees actually perfectly conceal it, though. They do have the engine on, but the engine only goes on... Yeah, it actually has a really... Yeah, so I don't hear it from here anymore, but hearing it over the rain? Damn, that thing's loud. Huh. I don't have a co-host tonight, unfortunately. So I'm wondering, Greenform, if they're trained to hear it, if they're actually going to try to listen, they might be able to hear it, but over the rain, it's going to be really tough to do. Saw a gunshot over here. It looks like they're going to be proactive in defending the northern cache, sacrificing the other two, which, again, I would say is smart for what this strategy implies, because they don't have the numbers to really do much else. But this allows them to kind of cover both of these AOs. So it looks like they're now going off-road. They decided to cut off right here, and now they're going to go around. They're a little limited with how much they can go, but I could also see them completely going around and attacking from the south. This is all on Olaf here, who's in his inventory. If he had his head up, he'd see these Vics. He hears it. Because I hear it.
I got sounds.
Yep. Just called in that you heard it.
Just along the coast.
So he said west, a lot of cars.
Yep, contact west. Vehicle.
He just confirmed it. So now, who is his leader? Spiky, right? Now it's going to be up to Spiky to call that in on the LR. So she marked it on map for her team. This is the entire attack wave. Now he's just a rifleman. He doesn't have anything else on that gun.
Truck. That's 2 trucks, 1 jeep. Fully loaded trucks, seems like. That's 3 for now. There's
So he
more
didn't
coming.
spot those first few Vics, but seeing the rest of these, he should be able to predict that this is like the entire
Third
force.
truck. There's the fourth, 5th truck, 5 trucks.
See him dismounting over there too. Look at all that movement.
Yep.
6 trucks. Yeah, so they're going to flank all the way around and attack from the south. They have the time to do it. These guys have come around up here with that Vic. There's not really any chance to intercept at this point. Now we've got this one guy who's solo driving this Vic. I don't know to be a bait element or if he's just trying to catch up. Now, X-Ray could actually get in a really good position with the marksman here and start picking people off. G-Legs could try to get in a spot where he can overwatch this open area and get a few free kills to start this round. That would be ideal for Green 4, so they can start working on Op 4's number advantage and at least try to even things out. That gas is nearly impossible to detect over the rain. And these guys are talking, so they're not going to hear it. But again, that appears to just be a little recon vehicle. Yep, so he's watching these guys go by. Techie's still up on the hill. The two guys dismounted. Looks like they're bringing it back down now. What's cool about this map, though, is this is an underground cavern portion. That's been in a few AOs, too. But I don't really see this thing being useful anymore. Because it needs to keep its mobility, and the only way it's going to get that are on the roads. Otherwise, it's a very big sitting duck. Now, the entirety of the force is starting to move in. Marksman has lost a chance to start harassing the back line here, so he's going to start moving to this zone. All right, no, so far I'm going to give it to Korvik here. I like his command style so far. It's a massive flank attack. He has his groups in he has his force in two groups, excuse me. And he's going to be able to have them support each other. I imagine this force is going to continue around, attack from this angle, and then this other force is going to come in through this angle. Now, the one issue is these guys have a lot of open area here that they have to contend with, and you already see Green 4 turning over to potentially fight this wave of enemies. So this open ground is going to make it really hard for these groups to move in, but I am seeing it's Foxtrot with platoon and command elements. Foxtrot is all of the Overwatch teams with those medium machine guns. And then a small element of Echo as well, just to back them up. So a lot of the rifle squads and the Charlie element are here, where the Overwatch elements are actually going to be properly positioned. So I like this. I really like this so far. Otherwise, Kelios, thanks for the 5 gift subs. If you got a sub from Kelios, make sure you thank him. Otherwise, hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. What's that? I would argue that this round is a pretty balanced one. Defenders get an off-road techie, and the attackers get a 15% numbers advantage. There's the techie now driving by. Op4 is going to try to get a kill of opportunity here on it, but it missed that burst. Now, if I was Op4 in that shoe, in that book, and I only had one guy to fire on, I don't think firing on it would have been worth it. Because as far as Op4 is concerned, I think they still think they have the element of surprise, at least until that one guy shot his gun. So we'll see if there's an increase in momentum now that Op4 might think that they've been discovered. I think X-Ray is doing a good job tailing this force, but they don't have the manpower to do anything significant to it. The marksman is way out of position. He's the only guy where I think he could set up somewhere and really dish out some damage, but, you know, from a safe position beyond the engagement range of the standard rifle squads here, but little out of play here because they're still trying to find where all the forces have gone. Jarut, thanks for the 4-month resub, my man. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Get a nice kick out of this scenario.
Oh god, no, no, no.
I love how the first person I hear is Falcon.
Oh no.
I believe he's this auto rifleman right here.
What? Oh no.
So I think these guys are now holding, and they're waiting for this group to get around. They're going to run right into the technical that's pulled around. It's patrolling the rear line. I guess watching to see if these guys are pulling around on a second flank. So Greenford's doing a really good job of finding where these Op4 attacks are coming from. But I think they're still fearful that something's going to come around the northern side. Otherwise, they wouldn't have all these guys defending it. That at least is going to allow for a reserve force to come in and defend the objectives directly should the front lines fall. Which, you know, you got this group right here, that group, an internal group, and then internal defenders, and these guys are all the way up here. But the importance of recon in these scenarios is oh so very important. Falcon is on Op4 with some members of Scandi Recon. So Iander, Nem, Falcon, Nafs. And they're also with members of Pepega Pirates. So Op4 is a very powerful roster. So you got these guys just kind of blindly driving around. They're going to just end up driving on top of Op4 and dying, but I guess that's just an early warning system for Green 4. But this could be achieved by any one of their other vehicles, so it's just kind of a waste of an asset, if you ask me. But the usefulness of that asset's pretty much gone now. Really, the best thing it could do is now hold the internal perimeter and act as a QRF vehicle. That way, if Green 4 reports they're getting engaged by something, this Vic could come, like, driving by on the MSR, firing into the enemy, but utilizing its mobility because it's meant to be more of a shock weapon. Because it's very... It really doesn't have any armor. It's just one bumblefuck standing on the back with the 50 cal mount, you know?
Bearing 260. I saw a guy. I see him crouch running around there. Yep, they're over there.
So these guys are noting this group. I think they're going to move away.
I'm gonna try to just open them up on them. Look, you need to watch southwest.
Yeah, so he's calling out to his driver. He needs to watch that direction, but I think Op4 is going to be able to get right on top of him at this rate. There's the 50 cal opening up. Great kill on one guy. Now the Vic is doing its best to fuck off. That was Coac going down. Now I'm going to quickly tab out to mute myself because we're going to start hearing people. And I think the Vic just hit something to knock the gunner out. Unless that, while I was tabbed out, he got hit by a random shot. We also have Bravo here engaging X-Ray of Op4. They're now being forced to pull back. Explosives being detonated here. So good use of traps, but unfortunately it was on the wrong front. Someone just reported hostile activity and they wanted to detonate it for good measure. Now you've got Op4 firing on Op4. O'Neal is jumping the gun a little bit. Now you got the entire force engaging Op4. See, here's what sucks about FNF. If you open your map, you see everyone's position in real time. And if they're unconscious, they're a different color. They're like a purple or whatever. I forget the exact color code, but it's a different color than everyone else who's active. So you could just check your map if you really are confused about the camo pattern that you saw everyone wearing in the beginning, you know? So when I see this, it hurts. Because these people should be a little smarter than that, you know? And this is just going to create confusion in the lines. And mess with the commander's assault plan. So Falcon's trying to wave at him. He just got shot. The best they can do is just smoke and keep going. Because they really... Wow. Are they now advancing to engage them in the... What is going on here? Alright, so we're having this flank now opening up on the first Green 4 defensive line under Alpha. We saw someone go unconscious over here. Looks like Cyrus was one of those guys. He also got double tagged. Warwick is down. Did the off-road get its gunner back? Yes, it did. And X-Ray still on the rear here. I'm trying to see if they're going to make any sort of play. Some long-range fighting between the Echo element over here. Also, this is a Foxtrot element, so why is it getting in close? Again, it's an Overwatch group. If anything, these guys should be over here with those scoped PKPs, and these guys should be over here moving in to support the infantry because Echo is a rifle squad. See, what sucks for Green 4 is they're going to keep this force right here because they thought X-Ray was a bigger force, and they think this is some sort of pincer attack, but the reality is the pincer's right here. This is pulling a lot of eyes from the defense line here to engage this, and that's going to allow room for these guys to move up. And you're already starting to see Green 4 folding back into the town to try to play more conservatively. So Toon 1 HQ got killed off right here. Potentially getting shot from X-Ray. Let me check X-Ray real quick. G-Legs is on a kill, so that would match that theory. He might have been in the back trying to stage, and Green 4 was just able to take him out. So you got Phoenix coming up. Maz is back here. Again, Green 4 could just keep hitting stragglers that fall behind on X-Ray's lines, and Op4 will be none the wiser because these guys have the same exact groupings of guns. The issue is Green 4 has to make sure they don't miss any of the stragglers, because then the stragglers will be behind Green 4, and, well, you know how that'll play out. Just a matter of who's going to end up killing who. So Germania is down. Not sure if Olaf got that tap there. I think he's waiting this out. But I would say the plays you want to make are right here, because once they start getting to the town, it's going to be a lot harder to track them. Cool Breeze advancing in the open, quickly gets under some defilade there. If Olaf wanted to strike, now would be the time. Hit Germania. I think he's trying to line up a good shot as he bandages. Unless he lost sight of him. No, you have to see that. There it is. There's the knockout. There's the double tap. Great call there. So I really like Green 4's slow approach here. We got the Foxtrot 1 team. They're just abandoning the Vic. They're going to try to get behind Red 4's line. This could help out Green 4's defense lines if these guys are given enough room to move in and start picking off people on the rear line and really play to that weapon PID. Because again, they all have the same guns. So if each of these guys were to get a kill or two, that would thin these guys out enough so that Green 4 could do what they need to in this defensive line. But Green 4 has a solid defense on the rear to stop Op4 X-Ray from doing that, but it might be too much. The real fear I have now is Op4 just bulldozing through this line, because Op4 have the higher amount of forces here. Really what's going to be dangerous for Op4, though, is crossing these open areas. So you see some smoke grenades being billowed out here. I think Op4 is going to try to advance to get a nice L shape right here. That's going to force this line to fold back into the town. But really, the most important players are going to be Green 4 coming around. Olaf, I think he just thought he was shot at, but it was really crossfire. No, it might have been Maz who saw him. Maz knows something's up. Phoenix is going to poke his head up. Olaf taken out by Maz. You know, Maz is one of the co-commentators, and we always talk about strategies like these, so I'm not surprised that he's now checking the rear to make sure that they're not walked up on. So Fist was trying to do the same thing. He walked out in the open, was actually being engaged by a further element back down. So it's going to be up to Phoenix here to get close, maybe pop a few grenades. He's keeping it low. Spiky trying to follow, gets headshotted by Anderson because Maz now called out that there's Green 4 behind them. Explosives going up. Not sure. I think they're blowing up the buildings to make sure there's still open area for Op4 to come in, and that way they'll be more easily picked off instead of garrisoning the buildings. So something we don't really see in FNF, but it's a really smart call. Now you got Bay up here, who's on 3 kills right now. Really utilizing this open roof to see above the defilade cover here and engage Op4 that push in. That smoke grenade, though, is going to be his biggest enemy right now because that's going to allow Op4 to continue advancing. Great call by Bay there. And we've got a guy named Player One with his handgun out, trying to fight Zoni. But he gets sprayed down by Dempy, who was watching that other corner. And you got Dooley hiding in this bathroom, too. So Green 4 is trying to have a few people stay behind in small buildings to thin out Op4 even more because they understand they have to get rid of that numbers advantage to even stand a chance. Looks like Phoenix was also tapped off. Maz didn't get the kill there, but he's going back with Anderson to make sure that these guys are dead. Smart call by Op4. All right, so Dooley's going to be hearing those smokes. Dooley plays with T5 Bay, or excuse me, not Bay now. So I expect him to be able to do some really good shenanigans here. If he gets behind this entire squad and wipes them, it's going to be brutal. But you see this L shape now. It's kind of moved up instead. RPG missed the building. That's pretty funny. Oh, wow. Ground Command himself is right here. I think at this rate, though, everyone's understanding the plan. I think they're trying to blow up the Vix, too, but they're set to invincible, unfortunately. Ooh. If they look right... Guys, what are you doing? Oh, no. Someone look left. You gotta hear those gunshots. Okay, Lcpl heard it. He's gonna point that out to Russian Fury. Starts engaging. Drops one. Russian Fury doesn't hear it. He's now running around. Delta Wing sees him. He turns instead. There goes Russian Fury. Oh, but Lcpl knocking out a lot of dudes. Not confirming the kills, though, so a lot of them are going to be able to wake up again. I wonder if Hungarian is the Hungarian I'm thinking of. So now you got G-Legs back here on 4 kills. Picking off people on the rear. He was engaging Falcon. Now Falcon's running around. Wondering what's going on. Op4's getting on the back of this cache. They've already destroyed the church one, which I completely missed. But Green 4 is really well entrenched in this area. As Dooley has come out. Gas station just exploded. And that killed someone so hard he's still standing. With, like, multiple AKs out. Do you see the amount of blood coming out of that man? Holy crap. So that has disoriented this group for sure. And Dooley's now running around back here. Missed his opportunity to come out a little sooner, but it's really hard to time stuff right like that. Lcpl's grabbed his buddy's PKP and is now spraying into this building, cutting off this small group. Dooley firing on the rear of these guys. Legal Action was able to wake back up. And now it's looking a little thinner for Op4 here. These are the main forces now. As long as Lcpl can finish these guys up, but if he comes up over here to help with that PKP, him and Dooley could do a lot of damage. And with G-Lake still on the rear, if he keeps harassing the rear line, I think Green 4's in a good spot to turn it around. But these guys need to be getting a few more kills here. Just saw one Green 4 guy fall right there. How's not Bay doing? I don't see him up anymore. That might be his body. Yeah, he was taken out after getting 5 kills. That was indeed his body, unfortunately, because I saw the gun on the roof. But those are the levels of kills these guys need to be getting. So Lcpl is actually going to run up here. Little risky to be caught in the open like that, but no one's really looking left or right, as we've already demonstrated. Dooley's going to run up. Smoke grenades popped in. He's going to run right behind Ghoster, eliminates him. Takes out Dempy. Zoni doesn't even notice. Triple kill for Dooley. Great fucking job. Meanwhile, Lcpl right behind these guys. Times a grenade. Throws it right into great grenade position. Another grenade going in. That's going to knock these guys out. Gets a kill, gets a knockout. Ibanek staying on the rear line. That partially blows up that building. Great plays by the PKP gunners on the rear line. This is exactly what Green 4 needs. Look at Lcpl go in. He just got another kill. Takes out Legal Action. Runs around on the left. Throws a smoke grenade inside to disorient them. Now he runs in. Oh my fucking god. Look at this man. How many fucking kills did this man just get? This man's on 9 kills. He has been the pinnacle of Green 4 turning this around here. gets his 10th kill. 11th kill before Ibnek finally takes him out. That has turned around the game. Him, G-Legs, Not Bay, between them getting around about 20 kills. So 11 plus Bay's 5 plus G-Legs is 4. 20 right there. Where's Dooley? I think Dooley got taken out. How many did Dooley get? 5. So 25 kills between them. Completely nullified Op4's advantage, and you see so much less red on the screen now. I think Green 4's got this. Great use of the PKP gunners, getting them on the back line and just absolutely annihilating. Even though it was Russian Fell's gun, I like how, or Russian Fury's gun, Lado picked it up, utilized it to his advantage, got some kills here, moved in, completely annihilated the right flank for Op4, and now I think there's enough here for Op4 to clean up. Now, I am concerned, though, for Green 4. We still have Falcon and Nafs on the field here. Maz has also been showing a really good level of intelligence here by predicting what Green 4 was going to do. So they could still turn it around and get this to an Op4 victory. G-Legs back here, though. He's on 5 kills himself. Explosive trap going down. I think that killed someone. So again, neutralizing the amount of buildings Op4 can use to move up. Mike now suppressing, catching Space Cowboy Carl. Leo catching Artisan as he moves in. Yeah, so the explosives are forcing Op4 to go down other areas that Green 4's ready, and Wiz having a grenade land right on top of him. G-Legs, I don't see him anymore. I think Wiki might have taken him out. Yeah, Wiki on 2 kills. That's more than likely. G-Legs right. Oh, yeah, he definitely got him. Leo pushing now with a gun. I thought it was a machine gun, but it was actually just an AK. Yep, so the central flank for Op4 has been pretty much nullified at this point as well. Now it's just up to the left flank. X-Ray that was flanking on this side have all been taken out. I think Green 4 has it. This is why I always point out certain people in the roster, because they can pull some crazy shit when you put them in the right position. So we're going to add Lcpl. If he has a machine gun with that 11 kill streak, whew, he's one to watch. I still believe in Falcon and Nafs doing really well, but I mean, just look at all that Green 4. Op4 still has a good chunk of units down. Great flank by Martin there as Anderson distracted him. Op4 folding in. Leo and Mike going a little too far in, but they could always sweep back around and hit him from the rear once again. If the round ends within the next 10 minutes, I could see us doing the next round. Willow will DM me when they're ready to start anyway. Falcon getting a drop right there. That's great. He's on 3 himself, but can he keep the momentum going? Again, I could see him and Nafs doing really well here, but it's going to be tough. So Pyros, I don't think realizes he's being suppressed. Nafs just gets 2-tapped by somebody. I think it was this guy right here. Yeah, I still see him freshly ragdolling, but he is the medic. There's 2 medics right here that could save him, though. He might wake back up depending on the circumstances. Also, Devour, that sounds great, man. We'll talk tomorrow about getting a time frame for it. Because, you know, sooner's always better, but it'll be up to what happens. Ooh, Falcon just saw him medic. Sprays him down with that machine gun. Running left and right to make sure he tries to avoid gunfire. So Op4, they've got 4 guys here with the 5th. They could probably take out that cache because it's just Patriot, who is ground command, and Mito here. And then if Falcon gets into striking distance and starts mag dumping that cache, I could still see Op4 winning this. Holy crap, Mito just got a freaking triple kill? What the fuck? Mito taking a fresh GL. Yeah, freaking just annihilated 3 dudes. Tries to put AT on that car, but it was ineffective because the car was set to invincible. That I disagree with. Those things should be allowed to explode. That's pretty fucking funny. So Leo and Mike got behind these guys. Leo's caught in a reload, but managed to get the magazine in time to finish off Anderson. Cuban getting taken out. It is just going to be up to Falcon and Nafs. I still think Ibnek and Schnuffles can beat Mito and get in there and blow that thing up, but the real fight is going to be right here. Got Wiki in the back line too. It is 5 players left. Cuban fails his wake-up check. You saw that he was awake for a second, and then he went unconscious again. That's what I mean by wake-up checks. I think Leo's getting shot at by his own guys because this was an enemy position. Yep, he's going to be bandaging. PID has been really tough tonight. Mike double-tapping Cuban. We're going to do dev work tonight, Devour, after Bleach Boys. Ooh, grenade thrown right on... Oh, nope. Okay, it was a smoke. If I bet Op4, I'd be a little nervous right now. I do trust in Falcon's ability with his gun, but so many guys on Green 4 were able to get really good KDs tonight in this first round that I'm not sure it's going to be enough. I mean, Mito just got a fucking triple kill. Wiki caught in the open, doing his best to avoid those gunshots, gets down on the ground. I can't believe this. That's just crazy. This is crazy. Look, there's 4 fucking dead bodies in here. And all of this was done by 1 man. All of the freaking... That's mind-boggling to me. Falcon's running in. He's going to have to be on his A game. Schnuffles running around on the side. Mito trying to outflank. Neither of these guys are explosive specialists. Nafs and Falcon moving in. Let's see what they can do. Nafs gets picked off immediately. Okay, well, so much for that one, Chief. It's okay. Falcon might run down to the southern cache instead to reinforce Wiki. Mito flanking Ibnek and Schnuffles. No clear winner on that fight. Schnuffles tries to put a GL on him. Farth going grenade. Mito now flanking around this flank. Ibnek's able to take him out. All right, these two should be able to knock out that cache. Meaning Falcon has to destroy this one. Might be backed up later. Oh, but he gets knocked out as he runs up to double tap Garcia because of those open doorways. And if he wakes up, Sholin's just going to tap him. Garcia wakes back up. He looks a little confused as he now backs away. He spots Falcon's body and he turns instead. Shuts the door. Opens the door, kills Falcon, shuts the door again. Yes. Yes, I think it's important to make sure the guy that's next to you just gets shot dead. That was a good one. Some people might not find that funny, but I find it funny when someone gets knocked out, backs away, shuts the door, opens the door, fuck you, shoots the guy that shot him, and then shuts the door. I see humor in that, all right? I guess that's just my shtick. Write that down, write that down. See, what concerns me here is, are these guys too worried about not destroying the cache or something? Because you see an engineer backpack right here, because it has the bolt cutters, so just put a charge on it and keep going, but I guess they're too concerned with where everyone else is. So Wiki still has his AT, but I don't think, just based off of what I've seen these 3 guys pull so far, I don't think they have what it takes to kill everyone in the remaining 13 minutes. Now, there is a fly flying around in my office again. If I see it, I'm gonna smack the motherfucker. So if you see me drop what I'm doing and start hearing some swishing sounds, that's me trying to get that little bastard. This one joinable? Next round will be, if you do !FNF and you're able to get in on time. There is slots. We're only at 110 out of the 124 player cap. It was nice though, EU was fully booked. Oh, we've got Leo and Mike Wow, they were over there, and now they're coming around on this side as well. Schnuffles could take them both out. Nah, Bloodwind's upstairs. I don't want to bug her. "12 minutes remaining." Yeah, I saw that, Falcon. There was a pretty funny clip I'm gonna make out of it, though. Leo's gonna move up. Schnuffles, I don't think is all the wiser. I think Leo knows Shuffles is there because he's trying to do this really tactically. Maz just poked me saying that was fucked, no command structure at all. He was on Op 4. Really, I think Op 4 had a great plan going in, even if there was no command structure. It's just people on Green 4 waited till Op 4 moved past them and then just completely ambushed them. Leo getting one of the three. That was Ibnek. Comes around. Leo caught reloading. Schnuffles gets him. Broken tries to take him out. Knocks Schnuffles out. Wiki now running over. Wait a minute. That's not how you aim a gun. Schnuffles double tapped. It is last man standing. Wiki. I mean, for me, the mistake was just not checking every building as you moved up. Because literally, they had one guy in that shack, and one guy in another shack over here. Yeah, I think it was this one. And they just started wrecking face. But no, I think Op 4, again, had a really good plan. Maz saved the northern group of Op 4 from getting engaged on the rear by Green 4. It's just Green 4 had more people that they placed on the rear, the two-man technical crew, two guys that were in buildings that came out, and the marksman. And, I mean, let me show you. So Dooley, 5 kills. Not Bay, 5 kills. He was on the front line, though, on the rooftop, but I'm just, I won't add his kill count to it, actually. So Dooley was on the, he was hiding in that building, came out, got 5 kills. Ibnek. No. Trying to think what else. Lcpl. Big one. He was with Russian Fury, who got 1 kill, died up here. Lcpl grabbed his gun and got all of the kills right here. Mito got this triple kill right here because the spacing was atrocious. There was one other, and G-Legs, who also got in the back line. Got 5 kills himself. So it was a mix of 2 guys on the front line getting multi-kills, Bay and Mito, and then G-Legs, Lcpl, and Dooley. That, between them, got like 20 kills just by getting on the backs of people. There we go. So, I guess it counted that because of the wake-up check. Wiki's still alive, though, but because he got knocked out. So I guess that just put away any doubts in people's minds because he would have just gotten killed off right there. So, GG. All right, Don, pay it out. We'll go to round 2. I think I'll have enough time to fully cover this round. If not, you might see me dip out as it heats up.